LinkedIn believes B2B marketing can be B2 brilliant, B2 bold, and B2 breakthrough. How? With a platform purpose-built to make B2B marketing mean more for your business. A platform with tools to help you build better relationships with your key customers, to boost your buyer's journey while building your brand. A platform with trusted data and lead generation you need to beat your KPIs, drive ROI, and stand out amongst the competition. And with the targeting tools on LinkedIn, you can reach your precise audience right down to their job title, company name, location, and more to make sure your ads are always seen by those who matter. So let's get ready to B2 boldly go where no marketer has gone before, because LinkedIn is where B2B is everything it can be. Rethink your B2B marketing ads and get $100 credit on your next campaign. Go to linkedin.com/MPN to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/MPN. Terms and conditions apply. Entrepreneurs Enigma is a podcast for the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. It's got the wins and the fails that we all face being entrepreneurs, and how we learn from adversity. Every week I talk to a different entrepreneur with a story to tell. I'm Seth Goldstein. Come with me on the journey. This is Entrepreneurs Enigma. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneurs Enigma podcast. Today I am here with Chris Gittings of Cogent Connections. Chris and I have done work together. Chris is a LinkedIn expert. He is a design expert. He's also a former recovering psychologist of sorts, right?
Yep.
Were you a psychologist or were you like a behavioral scientist?
That's a good question. I did work that straddled both of those areas.
Okay.
As far as my actual work experience, I worked with kids with ADHD,
Okay.
running a behavioral therapy program. So make that as you will, right?
You were at the Cleveland Clinic at that point, right?
I work at the Cleveland Clinic, and I'd recommend it. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, folks go into the military and the first thing they do is to go through boot camp. That was my boot camp for psychology, and it's good. The thing about boot camp is it's designed to dismantle you and build you back again.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
Into a new person. And I recommend that every person take on an experience in their lives that allows them to do that. And I think for each person it might be different depending on what their goals are.
Well, that's great because I know you in the previous, we had actually recorded this prior, but technology wasn't agreeing with us. And you had said
Right.
that there was times of burnout because you were really put through the ringer because you had to work long hours and sometimes you slept in your car and all that. So tell us a little bit about that.
So, the program I was a part of, the way it worked is it took some of the most challenging kids with ADHD and put them together in this program, this behavioral treatment program. And the idea behind it is to say that a lot of these behaviors we see from kids who really struggle in school with ADHD is they have a lack of social awareness and a lack of self-awareness. And when you're able to provide that support to them through an external means, through a behavioral feedback program, they are better able to become self-aware and adjust their behaviors accordingly.
So you went to Case Western Reserve in Cleveland, hence there's when you ended up at the Cleveland Clinic. So how did you find your way into Cogent Connections? Which is more marketing and connecting people on LinkedIn and helping business owners get the most out of LinkedIn.
I haven't really been a fan of what people think of when they think of the words lead generation.
Mm-hmm.
Folks think of lead generation as really focused on helping people close deals immediately and not much else. And the reality is in most sales, people don't make a purchase once, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most folks don't want to make a purchase based off of a sales pitch. They want to build a purchase off of a relationship that they have or a reputation of a firm that they're going to use.
Mm-hmm.
And I am pretty passionate about helping businesses build relationships to create funnels that are based on a genuine, authentic initiative coming from that business or entity that wants to drive opportunities.
Yeah.
So that's motivating to me, and it's fun. Every day I'm talking with different people with really different interesting situations that they're trying to navigate in their businesses, and kind of helping them workshop how to translate what their goals are to a way of building their funnel that adds value and ensures that they have a client base they enjoy working with, and that's going to help them scale and meet their goals.
And I can vouch for this firsthand because Chris has been helping me get people, entrepreneurs and startup founders on the program, and he's done a superb job, him and his team. So I can vouch for that. We're going to take a quick break, hear from our sponsors, and get right back to the show. LinkedIn believes B2B marketing can be B2 brilliant, B2 bold, and B2 breakthrough. How? With a platform purpose-built to make B2B marketing mean more for your business. A platform with tools to help you build better relationships with your key customers, to boost your buyer's journey while building your brand. A platform with trusted data and lead generation you need to beat your KPIs, drive ROI, and stand out amongst the competition. And with the targeting tools on LinkedIn, you can reach your precise audience right down to their job title, company name, location, and more to make sure your ads are always seen by those who matter. So let's get ready to B2 boldly go where no marketer has gone before, because LinkedIn is where B2B is everything it can be. Rethink your B2B marketing ads and get $100 credit on your next campaign. Go to linkedin.com/MPN to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/MPN. Terms and conditions apply. So Chris, what's the best thing about being an entrepreneur?
I think one of the things that makes entrepreneurship really fun is you own all your successes and failures. And part of being an entrepreneur is failing a lot. It really it provides color and contrast that allows the successes to really feel incredible. And I think you learn very quickly as an entrepreneur, particularly from your failures.
Oh,
I think
absolutely,
you gain experience points when you fail at a really accelerated rate. And I actually had a friend who I was on the phone with a few days ago, and he said, Chris, you sound like you're 40, but in a good way, right?
Well, you are old beyond your years. You are a very old soul.
Yeah.
So.
We were talking a few months ago, and he was like, just the contrast between when we last talked and now, like, I feel like I'm talking to a whole nother person with so many more years of experience under their belt. And it's like, it's cool. When you're an entrepreneur and something goes wrong, there's no one to blame.
No, except for yourself, yeah.
Exactly. So it really forces a lot of introspection, a lot of personal growth. It allows you to isolate the things that go on in your life and really identify the root causes of your challenges in a way that are much more difficult when you're part of a larger cog, or when there's an easy target, like, it's my corporate overlords who are preventing me from being successful.
Yeah,
or,
there's no one to blame but yourself.
It's my spouse, or whatever it is. I think that's great. And I also like how, as an entrepreneur, you can have a idea one day, like on a Tuesday. You're like, I've got this one thing I want to try out. And then you can just do it.
Yeah.
If a friend says, that's right. If a friend says, you want to take a trip next week to go see Niagara Falls, you can say, well, I'll rearrange my schedule and I'll join you. Right.
Exactly. It's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just an amplification of risk and responsibility and reward. So exactly. I guess the 3 R's, right? And it's not for everybody, but if folks are looking to amplify those facets of their lives, then entrepreneurship could be a path for them.
What's the scariest thing?
I would say it's not necessarily your business failing. And there definitely is a major fear. But beyond that, I think, at least one of my core fears is, again, when we talk about responsibility, what does that actually look like?
Mm-hmm.
It's responsibility for your business, sure. But it's also responsibility for your employees, for your clients, to yourself, to your investors, to any stakeholders in your business. And oftentimes for most entrepreneurs, that's a huge number of people. That also includes your spouse and your kids, potentially. That sense of responsibility is sometimes paralyzing, right? Just because you're so afraid of letting those people down. And so I think that's at least personally, that's one of my biggest challenges, is just caring so much about all the people who are essentially trusting me with a part of themselves and wanting to do right by them. And that can be motivating and paralyzing, depending on the day or the hour or the context.
Or the moment. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I think probably like my biggest nightmare is just really disappointing those people.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So what's the most important thing to carry with you all the time?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I was going to joke and say like your phone.
Well, a lot of people say their phone because everyone's lives are on
Yeah.
the phone now, and it's not wrong. It's not a bad question. I mean, people go really
Yeah.
deep. Some people go say, "Hey, my phone," because I can't live without it. So
Yeah. I might actually say one of the most important things is to not, there shouldn't be anything you're always carrying with you. Because if you're going to survive as an entrepreneur, you need to have moments where you're able to let everything go.
mm-hmm.
Right. And there are times where I'll like, be hanging out with some friends or I'll be like taking a drive and I'll make a point of just being present in the moment. And just, in those moments, I could be a farmer or I could be a taxi driver for all I know, right? It doesn't matter. The thing with being an entrepreneur, again, is your business never turns off, right? So it seems super fun
Yeah,
running a
exactly.
business. And it is super fun. It's everything you could imagine it would be from the outside, but it just never stops.
It never does.
It's like, imagine like being the president of the country. We've all dreamed about like, oh, what would it be like to like run a country?
Some
right?
people do.
Yeah, we've all thought about it at some point. Just like
Yeah.
not because you want to, but just like, oh, I'm curious, right? And you have to imagine like their jobs are going all the time. They're being waken up in the middle of the night when they're needed for. It's just it never stops.
It
And I
never
think
does,
that's
yeah.
the thing. Because when you look at like the president's job, there's this whole phenomena where folks go into office with looking healthy and they come out with like gray hair.
You
and
look
looking
at
like they've
Obama.
aged
He
much
went in as
more.
a kid. He came out like an old man.
Exactly, right? So it's like, what's causing that? I don't think it's actually the intensity of the work itself. I think it's just its ubiquity, the fact that it just never ends and it grinds you down because you just can't get away from it. And I think
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, it's the similar principle applies, where you've got the combination again of incredible responsibility mixed with no rest, no breaks, right?
Yeah.
And you need you honestly don't need to take breaks. You don't need to rest, but you're going to be a whole lot better off if you do. So you should try to figure out how you can separate yourself from your work in some facet of your life, and or you're able
Absolutely.
to make those moments.
So, Chris, where can people find you online? Where's your watering hole of choice?
LinkedIn, of course. So yeah, I am Christopher Gittings on LinkedIn, and I'll accept invites from anyone who says that they found me here. And that's a great place to initiate a relationship with me.
That's awesome. Great, Chris. Well, thank you so much for being on Entrepreneurs Enigma. I really appreciate it, bud.
Absolutely. Pleasure being here.
That was a great show. Hey, if you're enjoying Entrepreneurs Enigma, please give us a review on the podcast directory of your choice. We're on all of them. And these reviews really help others find the show. Also, if you're getting value from the show and want to buy me a coffee, go to the show notes and click on the link to help me stay awake while I bring you more great episodes to your ears. That's in the show notes, and I look forward to the next episode. Take care, guys.
Goldstein Media hopes you have enjoyed this episode. This podcast is one of the many great shows on the MPN Marketing Podcast Network.
You may know you're listening to this show along the Marketing Podcast Network, but did you know there are other great shows on MPN to help your business? Dan Farkas hosts a great podcast called The Strategic Communicator. Dan, tell us what these fine folks will hear when they listen.
Jason, it's pretty simple. The Strategic Communicator podcast talks with industry leaders about emerging trends and how we can use various forms of communication to make the world a better place. Anyone listening will leave with tangible ideas you can use to help with your PR and marketing efforts.
Amazing. Where can people subscribe?
Easy. You can go to passpr.com. You can find the show at marketingpodcast.net or just search the Strategic Communicator with Dan Farkas wherever you get your podcast.
You heard him, folks. Go get it.
This podcast is heard along the Marketing Podcast Network. For more great marketing podcasts, visit marketingpodcasts.net.